Why, hello everyone. Welcome to the weekly Wednesday lunchtime live stream. Hey, I'm big on the screen edition. I had problems getting the show ready to go today. My ring light fried, just popped and stopped working. Then I couldn't get the green screen up, so I was like, fine, you know what? I did work on the backdrop, so let's just go with the background here and enjoy it. But also, we had downtime today, so both games just recently went up, so I've been working on some messaging related to that. In addition to doing some meetings and other planning work this morning, so it's been kind of a busy morning heading into the noon hour, and I just ran out of time to get the show ready. So the lighting's wrong, the green screen's wrong, everything's all messed up, but here we are. And it looks like I am live, however, just fine on all three of the streams. So yes, very domestic. So one of the things I actually did in the New Year is I flipped my desk around because I had been facing a wall. And I would just sort of realize, well, if I'm working from home and everything, why should I be facing a wall for forever? So I flipped my desk around, and that gave me an opportunity to create a little bit of a backdrop here, which is what I've got going on right now, just for general calls and what have you. But I do prefer the green screen in general. I think it's a more professional look, and it looks nice for the show. And yes, that cat pillow is the best pillow. I found it at an animal shelter, and they were raising money for the animal shelter, and I was like, that pillow is amazing, and it even looks like my cat. So, all right. Yes, and you can kind of peek around my shoulder and look at the cool stuff. Here's the DDO thing I put. I've got, I have a personal copy of this, which is the original boxed version as released by Sakura Internet. And this is one of my prized possessions. It's all still sealed and everything. And that goes on the shelf. So, there we go. Oh, also I do have this one here, too. I've got an original pre-order box case for Stormreach, and the reason it's relevant is because, and I don't want to open it up all the way because I care about the creases, but it comes with a poster, which is like the original poster there, and as far as I'm aware, that would only existed in the pre-order box back in the day. So those are the two DDO pieces that go on my shelf o' love, as it were. Yeah, it's just wallpaper behind me. So, old peeling wallpaper behind me. Alright, so. Yeah, I'm a Pac-Man nerd, so deal with it. No, I don't think the code would still work. Alright, let me go head over to Facebook quick. Yeah. Hey, also, hi, Chris on Facebook. Nice to see you, man. Yeah, that cool beholder thing turned out really good. All right, so let me actually get to the news. Sorry, I'm being kind of casual today. The main thing we have going on is we're working on a patch toward next week, and I'm going to have details of that patch here during the show today. I will have a little bit about the latest bonuses. We'll do Q&A and what have you. And otherwise, I'm mostly going to be, I think, on not the hardcore server, although that's where I've been playing a lot lately, with Samus Garobo and crew. I died due to absolute stupidity. Absolute stupidity. I have no excuse for my death other than I was overconfident and being stupid on Friday, and I died in Von 5. But I did hit 1750 favor, and I'm currently working my way up to 20 here with Samus Garobo and crew, and we should have that done by the end of the month. So, you know, we are getting towards the end of the month here, and hardcore season does end on the 1st. So, you know, that's two weekends yet. This weekend and the next weekend to get your hardcore stuff done. I died in a blade trap on Von 5 that I deliberately walked into. Well, I didn't deliberately walk into it. I thought I was going to go to the little safe spot that was right there, except then I was, like I said, I was absolutely just being overconfident and stupid Can I reiterate that my death was absolutely inexcusable? And it was one of those things where it happened, and I just sat there going, well, I used profanity. I'm not going to use profanity on the live stream. But I just sat there and going, you are the biggest idiot. You know, what do you do? What do you do? You're dead. There's nothing you could do about it now, you know? So there you go in terms of my death on Friday in Vaughn 5. But that's how it goes. So, yeah. All right. It can happen to you. It can happen to you. All right. Yes, that is a Larry Elmore piece on my shoulder here. Signed by Larry Elmore. So anyway, let me actually, though, get to a little bit of news. First off, the bonus, because I know people do like to know what the bonus is going to be. It is a VIP of 10%. So VIP XP this weekend. It's going to be kicking off late tomorrow morning Eastern time, and I believe we're going a whole week on that one. So that would bring it through. Well, I'll have to double check. It's either through Wednesday's downtime, or until Wednesday's downtime, or it's until Thursday morning. I'm going to have to check with QA to see which one they went with on that. But something around a week of additional VIP XP, and we'll have the formal announcement about that tomorrow. Otherwise, the main thing I would mention is that next week we do have a patch, 52.1. We're working toward it right now. I don't have release notes I can share with you on the screen today, but what I can do is read some of them out loud, and we can get a sense of what's going to be happening next week. The main is that we are going to be debuting a new Snow Peaks event. Yes, so I've teased this a little bit, but I don't want to get too much into it because of the nature of the surprise, and I don't want to ruin the surprise for anybody. It's going to be pretty cool. But we have a new Snow Peaks event that'll be happening late next week, I believe. We're roughly, I think, planning to kick it off around the 27th. Don't quote me on, I mean, you're going to quote me on that, but it's within a day or so of the 27th, so it could be the 26th, could be the 28th. I may be incorrect. I can't remember what date it was set to go live, sorry. But by Friday the 28th, it should be live, I would think. And that'll be the new Snow Peaks event. The old Snow Peaks event, kind of the nice ice skating slide piece, will be back. And then we've got a surprise in the store for you as well. And maybe there is one thing I can put up on the screen here, if I can call it up. There was some weapons that I saw a screenshot of that I think I'd be okay if I just sort of post it up real quick on the screen. But I'm going to see if I can. I got to try to find that first while I chat. What are the chances of making Doom Reapers drop chests that give a fragment similar to champion chests? Doom Reapers drop chests that give a fragment similar to champion chests. Now, I believe on a technological perspective, that seems like something that might be possible. It would involve the creation of that system, but that's a thing. I don't know. It's an idea. It's a suggestion, I guess. It would be an opportunity if we wanted to somehow, kind of create a collectible behind Reapers beyond what already exists. That certainly be a thing we could do. All right, here we go. I'm going to pop this in. Haven't asked anybody. I hope this is okay. What is that thing in front of my face? Hey, what? Is this the new Snow Peaks weapons? Is it? Is it? Guess we'll have to find out. Alright. Let me pop into the game. Now, I'm not going on hardcore, so I'm going to go on to Argo. Yep. Yep. There may be other versions of it too. I think the image is indeed which just showed melee weapons, but I don't think that means that it's only melee weapons. That just means that screenshot I got is. Okay, so change the HC system to HC runes, more reward tiers per HC seasons. Then players can buy what they want. So the idea behind that would be that the hardcore system would essentially award widgets of some kind, runes, hardcore runes, that you would then just barter essentially. So your progress in terms of the various tiers could still be in place, but you could also have basically a vendor system for associated with hardcore. I think the biggest downside to that idea would be, frankly, the amount of not only initial creation but ongoing maintenance work it would require on the part of a systems developer to do, who's already tasked in many cases with doing a large number of items for, say, major releases. That we might have planned for this year or something like that, right? So I think, there's a scope question about that a little bit, but the idea behind it is certainly solid, and it seems like something that we could do. All right, I'm going to pop into my level 17 Barbarian just because, no reason. I don't know, because I like Zentradi, that's why. Let me go through more questions, and I'm going to actually get the game screen up here shortly. I'm aware, Michelle, that our ticketing system is still not as speedy as it... Oh, that didn't work. Okay, let me grab the right thing. There we go. I'm getting smaller all the time. There we go. And I'm getting the game going. There we are. Hello. All right. So we do have customer support agents, I can say, an additional number of them to what we had previously, tearing through our support tickets, and they're tearing through them the best they can, and they're working pretty hard on it. They have a big backlog to get to, and a lot of work ahead. So I know that it's going to be a while on the response time. Unfortunately, that is the current situation that we are in. But they are working on it. They are answering tickets. Lots of them. There's just lots and lots more to get to, unfortunately. Yes, thank you. Oh my gosh. Masters. See, you get going if I don't have a set of notes in front of me. If I just get going, it's easy to completely forget bits of news. We do have a bit of news. That is, we've got Lemania going up this afternoon. And we've got some folks working to get that up right now. And you know what? I also forgot to go through the release notes. So I actually probably am not ready to go in game yet. But that's fine. That's fine. I'll just sort of sit where I am here. What do we got? Let me see if is our thread up. We're real close to just having a thread up as well. But I don't see it yet on the part of QA, nor... Yeah, no, it's not staged yet. So I don't actually yet have details on Lemania other than it will be 52.1, and it'll be up today, and it should go through probably something like noonish on Friday. All right, so what is in update 52.1? Let me get a slightly better image going here. Oh, I can take a look. Just for a second, we'll get some cool skyships and stuff going while I go through the release notes briefly. That should work. That should be pretty cool. Okay, so here's a look Internally at the release notes, they're not fully fleshed out or written out yet. This is really just kind of shorthand from the team that's being turned into release notes for next week's patch. But we have a bunch of Epic Destiny fixes in place. Fate Singer, where we have a cosmetic fix with Fate Singer where some ranged attacks are hiding your weapons as they fire. That should be fixed. The Greater Shout SLA will now display its DC in its tooltip and correctly add its evocation bonuses. Various Fate Singer effects will use their correct names in the combat log, and Majesty will now apply Restoration correctly and scale correctly with spell power. In Fury of the Wild, we have Primal Scream scaling correctly with spell power. For Unyielding Sentinel, Divine Energy Resistance will use the correct icon. Duration of Celestial Mandate is up from 10 to 15 seconds as per its description. Shadow Dancer, Impale will function more reliably with repeating crossbows. Shirati, Watchful Eye, granted by Shirati Champion, now functions. Divine Crusader, Blessed Blade, should no longer appear in the buff bar. Draconic Incarnation, Dragon Breath, Epic Strike, have a tooltip explaining its DC. Bring About Destruction will really actually give it spell power. Draconic Spell Focus, Conjuration, applying conjuration bonuses. Grandmaster of Flowers, the flow of water, no longer increasing damage taken by a very large amount. Sorry. Primal Avatar SLAs, now considered druid spells for things like casting while raging, Beast Awakened, etc. Removed the tooltip reference of a DC for Stormcatcher because it doesn't have a saving throw. Shard Storm will now display on animal forms correctly. Let's see. Undead monsters in a variety of content packs should no longer heal from positive energy. Fingers crossed on that one. But that's the idea anyway. The tents in Siegebreaker are burnable again. Cool. Then the Wayloon Prison Shadowfell mechanic has been adjusted behind the scenes to help improve performance. I don't know if that means visual adjustment. I haven't seen that yet. But that's interesting news. Also, the random encounter quest Rest for the Weary will attempt to remove you from the Shadowfell earlier in its teleport sequence to help improve performance. In Thresh Arena, Grogan the Promoter will now drop his key again. In Plane of Night, monsters will now update in the monster manual correctly. Claw, Vela, Ice Flenser, hit point, and stats have been adjusted. They were incorrectly being set as bosses. That's why they were as high as they were post-monster fix. And the Genie will not use their Whirlwind form anymore. Actually, really? The Jinn won't use their Whirlwind form anymore? Okay. Spells. Death Aura, no longer tick on a player if they're at full health. Celestial Bombardment, marginally less blinding. Storm of Vengeance will apply its lightning damage again. Call Lightning Storm, more consistent about picking actually useful targets and delivering damage as intended. Call Lightning Storm no longer hitting through walls or doors. Sorry. Chaos Hammer, damaging your hard target. Holy Smite no longer strikes targets through walls and doors. Sorry. Turn to Frog and Banish Dismiss spells will no longer break some quests. And Meteor Swarm will respect Epic Defensive Fighting range limitations. Enhancements. Half-Elves Greater Mark of the Storm's text description damage values corrected. Let's see. There's actually kind of a lot here, so I need to check which of this is more significant. I don't want to spend the next 20 minutes reading. We actually have a fairly significant quality of life patch, I guess you could say, and a few fixes to things that weren't working well. Let's see. So, Fate Arc Illusionist Illusory Augmentation, no longer lost on death. Bombardier's caster level bonuses and the core is stacking more reliably. Swashbuckler fast movement, no longer lost on death. Divine Intervention and War Priest and War Soul now work while moving. Some cookies have had their tooltip adjusted for the spell portion. Finesse effects on named and crafted loot functions more reliably. Potions of Greater Heroism now apply their fear immunity. Some typo fixes. There's now a epic and legendary version, or will be, 152.1 hits next week, of the Rune Arm from Saltmarsh. Yeah, the Rune Arm from Saltmarsh is going to be getting an Epic and Legendary version. We've done a little bit of work related to game performance and Paladin auras. They should have no functional change to you. But behind the scenes, they are working a little bit more, I guess you could say, quietly and with an eye toward game performance. Artificer Druid pets will no longer go brain dead after climbing a ladder. Yeah, I'll see if we believe that one. Uh-huh. All right, well, maybe. Theoretically, that's in there. Could happen. Yeah. That would be a big fix, wouldn't it? How long has it been like that? They don't like going up ladders. It's just always been like that. That would be crazy. All right, Artificer Druid pets now better at handling dismounting from ladders as well. Okay. There's a lot of systems info that I'm going to need to double check before I really want to say it live. So I'm not going to go into this next section other than to say that we're going to be doing some work on the way you select enhancements for your Artificer, Iron Defender, and Druid Wolf pets. We're going to completely sort of nuke it from orbit and start fresh on that. And there's a big write-up here in terms of what we might be doing with it, but I need to double-check the numbers. I want to double-check the system and all that before I say it out loud. But that's something that is in the works for next week's patch, is that we'll be kind of getting rid of that old kludgy enhancement system for your Defender and Wolf pets. It'll be, from what I'm seeing here, a pretty significant improvement, I think. Including things like not having to deal with alignment enhancements that are mutually exclusive in a way that borks things. All right, Fateful or Watchful Eyes tooltip has been updated. Let's see, several category feats no longer display erroneous missing class levels as a prerequisite. Combat archery is getting its proper +1 weapon. Okay. This is a couple of changes related to game performance as well. This relates to Reaper. Your enhancement bonus removal to help prevent dying again after releasing from a Reaper dungeon while dead. So we've made a change to the Reaper enhancement bonus, the way it's kind of applied, both with an eye toward some game performance, but also to prevent you from dying twice when you release from a Reaper dungeon while dead, because you get your extra con or whatever and it drops you. Reaper bonuses on rune arms are going to be working correctly. And there's been a variety of fixes to the way that new slot-specific effects are acquired that will prevent these effects from appearing on the wrong slot. For user interface stuff, we've got the dice UI back to being more appropriately justified against the icon portion. Someone's going to be screaming hallelujah on that one. Guild rewards beyond level 150 will now mention the color range of your guild nameplate as part of their reward. The tooltip on weapons will now show its correct proficiency penalty. The details tab will show both blast and packed dice and now correctly track your bonus hit point percentage. The quest entrance UI has slightly more room for quest names to avoid them being truncated. And the question tooltip area near the dungeons completed section has been nudged to be a little more out of the way. Iconic reincarnation will no longer mess up monster manual progress. That'll be a good one. And some odds and ends. We made a fix to epic summon bonuses that wasn't applying all of its proper effects to henchmen and artificer druid pets, hirelings. Not henchmen. Henchman's the internal name, I guess, for it, basically. We've made some changes to background event processes to aid server performance, but we are working. This is the rollout of some of the targeted game performance work that we've been working on really for a little while now. And some of this is related to that we've specifically said in in the notes, specifically related to like some Reaper enhancements, background event processes, a server performance issue that could trigger under certain conditions when attempting to post something to the auction house, a performance issue that occur under some circumstances when depositing items to banks, and a few other things as well. So, and this isn't the end of it. We do have a few more things, including, I think, a few more significant, maybe things that we expect to have maybe more of a significant impact down the road. But we do have things in the works, and so you're not going to see lag suddenly go away when 52.1 hits. But what we're doing is we're chipping away at the sources and the causes, and we're going deep into the system to optimize things and do a bunch of work that needs to be done to improve game performance. So hopefully we will start to see some improvement there, both now, because we have been doing work and for weeks now. But in addition, we've got some things happening here in the near future. All right, and you can now dismount from your mount while in mid-air. Oh. See, it's kind of exciting for me too, because I'm like, what? Okay, here's one that I didn't even know was in the works for next week. You can now hold your block key while falling with Featherfall to drop as if you did not have Featherfall. Featherfall, hold down Shift, no Featherfall. Presumably it toggles back on when you get Shift up. That's kind of a cool one. Is the 64-bit server thing still on the table? Yes. Nothing to announce at this time, but yes. Any news on when the producer's letter is coming out? We'd like to get something out I would say within a few weeks. Kind of early-ish February, maybe? Something like that. I hate giving dates because whenever I do, we end up blowing past them. But in this case, that's the intention. That's the current state of things, is we're hoping to have something to share really kind of earlier in February. It may end up being the anniversary before we really see kind of one big letter instead. Depends how bogged down the process gets, I guess. But we'll see. It could be earlier than that as well. All right. A mass delete and mail, that would be a nice quality of life, would it not? When is the ranger going to get a wolf pet? I don't know, but I'd like to see that. That sounds cool. You're welcome for the rune arm. When is this patch going live? Well, we'll see. It's still, something like a week away, but potentially next Wednesday would be a target date for update 52.1. All right, I am caught up now on Twitch. Let me get caught up on YouTube. What will happen with Monk slow falling? I don't know. I assume, that it's a different effect and will be unaffected by this change. That would be my guess. I don't know. I just learned about this when you did. All right. I mentioned earlier Watchful Eye from Shirati working. Does this include the 5% double shot that is supposed to apply if you already have Watchful Eye? No. Watchful Eye's tooltip has been updated to make it clear that this ability needs Spot to function properly. And that is the change list for next week's patch. Sorry. All right. And let me take a look at Facebook here. Looks like I'm through YouTube. A paladin getting a free warhorse? That thoughts come up occasionally, but that's not something I think we're planning to do here. Sorry. Throw my old artifacts and named items no longer show slots and cannot be de-augmented. My guess would be to see if perhaps you can put that into these, speak to Lazar or the vendor there. Maybe they need to be updated in the 12. Check that out. See if that helps. Going through chat. Seeing what I can answer. When are we getting Champion Reapers for R11 Plus? Well, I guess we'd have to get R11 Plus first, huh? Alright, and I'm caught up on Facebook. So now, let me actually try to... It's about halfway through the show. Second half of the show will be a little bit of questing. Where did we leave off on our Sharn journey here? I need to speak with Edwin Tremont. Okay. Oh, okay. Got that done. I think that was what I did in the last live stream, if I'm not mistaken. There really isn't anything that's going to get me, so let's take some of that. And so, then I believe that means we are... Am I at part 2? Is that right? Okay. Yeah. Cool. All right, so that looks like that's where I am then in terms of the game. Did I turn my sound off, or is it just quiet on my end? Okay, just quiet on my end. I must have my volume down. I do. How is my current character on Hardcore Goring? I did mention earlier about the tragic, stupid accident caused by me being stupid. But then I'm back at it because I do have a plan to hit level 20. So last night I ran a bunch with Samus and crew, and we hit level 8. So I started at level 4 because I had a second character already on backup that I was, kept in the works through Korthos and through the level 3 solo quests, so that if I did die, I would at least be able to just kind of start back in the harbor. So proved to be a smart idea because that is exactly what happened. And then I was able to then not have to run through Korthos. And so we were able to cruise from level 4 to 8 last night. And that was pretty good. So... And I'll be playing a little bit again tonight on that, and then on Thursday as well. And the goal is to hit level 20 by the end of the month, which seems... It's going to take a little work, but it seems doable. It'll be work. It'll doable. And I did make 1750. I ended up at about 1900 favor. I think it was about, was it 1890? I don't know, something like that. About 1900 favor when I died. And it was sad. And I was sad. And Samus was probably mad because he was just like, you dumb butt. And he's not wrong. It was so stupid. Oh, it was so painful. It was the worst death because it's one of those things where even when I was doing it, there was that moment where I was like, what are you doing? What? And then ping, ping. So I got hit. I was backing up. I tried to heal myself. I had just taken a level and had not yet added Quicken to my new heal spell, which happened to be the button I pressed. So I missed my chance to do that. And then when I was hitting the other heal there, I got hit by the second blade while backing up. And bam! My intention was to go up the ladder. There's like a little safe spot basically over by the wall where you can just kind of sit there, and I was going to sit there until the rogue did his thing and what have you. But then I didn't. So I'm just saying. It was pretty sad. And I am not hearing my audio. Why am I not hearing my audio? Sorry, give me a quick second. Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, my audio is just not functioning. I guess I'm just going to have to assume that you can hear me. That stinks, though, that I can't hear things. So, I don't need my headphones then. Alright, we'll just do without the headphones since I've got no audio. Alright. What am I doing? What am I doing? Here I am. Oh, well, also, do I have maybe some backup healing? Yeah, here we go. You don't hear any game sounds either. Alright, yeah, that's right. Okay, well... Oh, maybe it's just, a source issue then. Yes, I am having an issue with my sound. Alright, well, I will have to sort through that later. I bet I've got a Windows update or something messing things up. That's disappointing. Suppose I could give it a quick reboot. But at this point, we just got 20 minutes left. So I think we'll just go with it. Yeah, it's probably just an order of operations issue that I failed in. Yeah, it's possible. Well, so I tab out all the time. I have had some. So I just recently rewired my computer over the weekend. I redid my living room, which is part of what this backdrop's about as well, because I was doing a whole bunch of work and I was putting all my chord management and things like that. Chord management, yeah. And that's what I was doing this weekend. But I must say, I've been causing myself some headaches on the audio front, unfortunately, by messing around with things too much. So I need to kind of just re-mess around with it after I'm off the air today. What ultimately generally happens is it's a control issue, right? Something is taking priority of the sound and not giving it to the DDO client. And sometimes it's Windows, sometimes it's probably the game client itself, right? I mean, there could be a bunch of reasons why it would be doing that, but yes. Generally, it has to do with your OpenAL drivers not being released properly by something or not being given properly by something. And sometimes it's DDO's fault, but sometimes it's, like in my case, often something like an XSplit or an OBS. So it's an order of operations issue, more often than not. What am I doing down here? God, what am I supposed to be doing? Sometimes I go on autopilot and then I I'm kind of looking and going, what was I doing? Okay. Yeah, I think something about attempting to reacquire sound devices, or just a refresh button, essentially, would be the way to go there. And, we are always looking at quality of life things. There would be a big project to do. There's a ton of UI and work that could be done. I mean, it is uh, a bit of an older game here, right? So there's lots that we could do. That would be pretty cool, though, if we were ever able to do something like that. So. Someone's saying, based on Asheron's call source code, yes and no. I mean, yeah, the turbine engine goes back that far. Really, though, it's more... Let me double check these. Did I check them all? Do I need to? What am I doing? It's more AC2's engine than AC1. Because by the time both Lotro and DDO were in development, the engine had been upgraded pretty significantly from that of Acheron's Call 1. So it's really more of based on the AC2 engine than the AC1 engine. But that said, there are elements, that date back that far. But, it's not like it hasn't been updated, though, either. So there's lots of... it's so far removed from that, it at some point becomes somewhat less relevant in terms of saying, yeah, it's based on the AC engine. I mean, yeah. I suppose in the same way Windows 11 is based off Windows 95, right? But it's obviously pretty far removed from that. And, the core, even if there are still some old bits and things up there, right, is pretty old by this point. So, pretty far removed. But, DDO's engine, parts of it definitely date back to the mid-2000s. That's just the reality of it. So. It, too, though, has been updated so significantly since then. So. It's not fair, and it sort of dismisses the decade plus of work that's gone into it on the part of engineers to sort of be too flippant about that kind of statement. All right. There we go. Top. Okay. Here's the crest. There we are. Oh, shoot. No. All right, let's try that again. Where was I? Okay, cool. Well, we got about 10 minutes left. That preview post is now up on the Lemania forums. So let me call it up here while I'm running this quest, and we can wrap up the show by talking a little bit more about the Lemania Preview that's going to be happening here in the coming weeks. But I do want to do this. I could have. Did I get all 4 crests? I don't think so. Right? I'm missing one. Right? I thought there was one up here I'm supposed to be getting to. Oh, I don't need to rest. So now, is that the door to the manager's office? Did I just get that then? Yeah. No. Okay, so what am I missing here? Or am I not missing anything? Looking for crests. But I think I've done got them all. Okay. So I'm going. Let me see how many I can put in here. No. Okay, so I don't have the wolf socket. Yep. Okay. Wolf socket, huh? Where did I leave that? Okay, there's that here. That there. Nothing here. It said it was blocked, not missing? Oh. Yeah, it did, didn't it? But I think that was just erroneous messaging, right? Oh, okay. And there we are. Thank you. I do need new glasses. Unfortunately, I think 2022, I think 2022 is going to be the year I get bifocals. But, you know, what do you do? It's not like you're getting any younger. You aren't either. Yeah. Or I just need a much bigger monitor. One involves doing something I don't want to do. The other involves buying electronics, which I very much enjoy doing. So, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. Anyway, I've never had great eyesight. It sort of runs in the family. But I think my prescription isn't really cutting it at the moment. As you can see, like I kind of couldn't read that text. So what do you do? There's nothing you can do. I can install cybernetic implants in our near future that'll have like data associated with it, and my brain will be hooked up to Facebook, and the circle will be complete. All right, so Oh, well, yeah, you're right. There we go. Okay. Must have accidentally hit V. Turned off my names. Ah, there's that key. Go. Office key found. I think someone was slacking off. That sounded up back there. All right. Hey, and welcome. There we are. Isn't that convenient? So I have been having fun, though, playing hardcore, despite, my angerifying death at my own foolishness. I've been having fun on hardcore. It's been a good time. I think other people have been having a good time, too. When I've been on the world, it seems like everyone's having a great hardcore season. And so I hope you are, too, if you're choosing to do it. And if not, well, it's fun, too. All right, Sky Coach door unlocked. Now, where is that? That is... Or not. No, that isn't the right way. Use Sky Coach door. I would have looked on the map. Probably off to the west. I like the bloody footprints myself quite a bit. All right, here we go. Did this? No. Where's my Sky Coach door? I forgot. Here's that. Found your key. Went into the thing. Now I need to go... The Sky Coach... Okay, I'm back here. That's fine. So it does lead me to think Sky Coach door should be... Should be where? There with the shelves. Okay. Oh, with the shelves? Oh. Okay. 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 Oh, here we go. Like, that's the one. Yay. All right. Cool. Oops. No problem. Cool. Yay. Cool. Good timing. All right. I've got just enough time to scroll through some Bull Roar stuff here and then get back to work with this quest completed. So let me go do that real quick and pop it up on the page, assuming I can see it. Here we go. Put this up on the screen. Me again. All right, so here we go. Hunter the Hunted preview. Afternoon of Friday. There'll be a developer event tomorrow, 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern. Members of the DDO team will be available to collect feedback. This is a both a 52.1 and 53 preview. The changes to 52.1, as I understand it, are in this patch, but then additionally, this is our first preview of update 53, which features 2 new dungeons, levels 7 and 32, and a new legendary raid, level 32. You will be challenged by the Master of the Hunt. So yes, we're doing Feywild stuff. While the dungeons will be appearing in a later preview, we do have a first look at the raid. You will need to get the pack through the Lemania store, and there's info on how to do that. And then, yeah, a lot of the things I went through earlier as well. Okay, well, they've got in the notes here. So here's all the detail I wanted to check up on before I went and said it out loud about the Artificer, Iron Defender, and Druid Wolf pets. So they all will have a baseline of 100% fortification at all levels that stacks with gear and any feats or enhancements. For both, threat generation and reduction enhancements are not automatically granted, as they are mutually exclusive. You can now talk to any Artificer or Druid trainer to select 40% threat from melee attacks, 0% threat from melee attacks, or 100% threat from melee attacks. Your selection will remain until changed or you reincarnate, and it stacks with all other sources of increased and reduced melee threat. For Iron Defender pets, alignment enhancements are not automatically granted as they're mutually exclusive. Again, talk to an Artificer trainer to select your pet alignment displayed as an effect on your pet. Remains until you reincarnate. Chaotic continues to do breaker boxes. Almost all existing enhancements for Artificer, Iron Defender, and Druid Wolf pets are now granted automatically as those pets go up in level. The level they gain them is at the same as the previous minimum level for those enhancements. So, pretty big changes to Artificer, Iron Defender, and Druid Wolf pets there as well. So that's cool. And like I said, most of this I already went through earlier, but this is available, and we do have the new raid. So please do check that out. I know that the team is very much looking forward to hearing from you about, they want to get some good feedback. So please do run the raid. Take part in that dev event if you would. And thank you very much for watching the show. I'm going to wrap it up here for the week. I'll be back next Wednesday with more for the weekly Wednesday lunchtime live stream on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Thank you so much for joining me here today, and I will talk to you again in the near future. Bye-bye.